At Buffalo State College, the Anne Frank Project uses storytelling as a vehicle for community building, conflict resolution, and identity exploration. Director Drew Kahn and his students explain.
The AFP, which is the Anne Frank Project, is a social justice initiative at SUNY Buffalo State. We did a production. I was directing, I'm a theater professor, was directing a production of the Diary of Anne Frank. And because Buffalo State is so beautifully diverse, we had two Anne Franks in this production. We had a Jewish Anne Frank tradition, right, hiding from the Nazis in World War II. But we also had a Rwandan Anne Frank, imagining herself as a Tutsi hiding from Hutu extremists during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. And that was the genesis for what now has become the Anne Frank Project, where we use stories as a tool to teach valuable lessons in conflict resolution, community building, and identity exploration in Rwanda, in Kenya, in Switzerland, and more specifically here in Buffalo, specifically within the Buffalo Public Schools.
Yeah, so I got really involved with AFP at the end of my first year, the beginning of my second year at Buff State. I was cast in, they were doing one of the shows that they had toured in the public schools as a main stage production for the first time. And I was cast in that. And pretty much from that, I just never left. They couldn't get rid of me after that.
We're so accustomed to being detached from the world and the things that actually are going on and that have happened in the past. So I always encourage my peers, my friends, even kids that I work with and that I mentor to tell your story. Because say, for example, if Anne Frank never wrote that diary, we would have never known.
So the Anne Frank Project has meant a lot to me. I was heavily involved with the Anne Frank Project as a student for all 4 years that I was a student at Buffalo State. And then again, as an alumni, for several years after graduating. I was an actor for the Anne Frank Project. I was a creator, a storyteller. I was a volunteer, a teaching artist. I traveled to Rwanda twice with the Anne Frank Project.
So our students not only do the half-hour play, but they come off the stage and they do a half-hour workshop, activating the lessons of the play. So no matter what school we go to, we say the same thing. We look in their faces and we say, you matter. Your stories matter. We're here to help you tell your stories, because if you don't, someone else will, and they're gonna get it wrong. And that's the essence of the Anne Frank Project, using the power of stories to remind young people how much they matter.
When you make a contribution to Buffalo State College, you can help the Anne Frank Project, improving the world one story at a time.